Well, tonight I want to share a story, one of our Omaha folklore stories, known as Blackbird Hill Night. Back in the early 1900s, there was this Omaha boy and this Omaha girl that were madly in love with each other. But the male was shipped abroad for work, but he made a promise to her that when he gets back, they were going to get married. When he left, he went on a ship, and somehow that ship wrecked, but he survived, and it took him 5 years to make it back. And one day, October 17th, he came by the reservation, and seeing a big bluff, he recognized that he was back home.
Day 2, the thing that keeps ringing through my head is something I recently read from a Native American writer and storyteller. He summed it up like this regarding the phenomena surrounding the American Indians. 5 categories: ghosts, spirits, witches, monsters, and what he just called the supernatural. Outside of that, he said there's other things: apparitions, glowing orbs, objects having the breath of life put in them. My sense is, we may experience all of that here.
I want to show you guys this, James.
Yeah. Do you have your ghost box with you?
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
Bring it.
Second. Okay, you're going.
Hey, we need it. We need a
you want
ghost
it
box now,
this
yeah.
is where it all went down.
Yeah, this is where my brother got all his.
30 feet straight ahead from where I'm standing is where I had my handshake with the translucent Ci'Tonga, and I know Rich referenced it, you know, I guess in one of his talks.
You can sense it.
Yeah.
So you see the shadows moving around. Well, that's what we're here for. So
Again, just to highlight a little bit, so you're in an area where, again, is where what I would rate probably one of my top 3, you know, face-to-face or encounters was the handshake.
while he was traveling back, and it did take him 5 years, his fiance ended up marrying a pioneer farmer after a couple of years, thinking that, you know, he died and gave up on him. So she ended up marrying a pioneer farmer, and they made their home up here on where Chief Blackbird is buried. One day they were in their home. He was coming up the hill towards their house. And the pioneer's wife looked out and saw someone coming up. So she went out to greet him. He was also going to put the REM pod with you in the spot.
Is there anybody here with us? Can you step up to this box and say hello, please?
I would ask.
If anyone's here, you can touch the green light, or you can touch the blue light, just to let us know you're here.
Just mark that. I'm not gonna say it.
That feeling you described, all the hair on your legs stood straight up. That's what I'm feeling right now.
You feeling that right now?
So whoever's here with us, can you tell us what you are? I understand that.
And when she got out there and they saw each other, she said, I thought you were dead. He said, I want to marry you. I made it. I fought so hard to get back. And I never gave up on you. She told him, I have something to tell you. I married. I waited so long and never heard from you, never. She said, I figured you died. He said, I almost did, but I fought for 5 years to get back to the woman I love. He said, go on in there and tell him to release you from that marriage and that your true love is here. Okay. She agreed. She ended up going back down to their house, and this Indian warrior, he stayed back down the road waiting for her to tell him and come back down.
What about the girls? There's three what? Tortured what? Kids. What happened to the kids?
Beware.
So when she went back to their house and told her husband, he went into a violent rage, jealous rage, started stabbing her, was killing her. And this boy was still out here. What he didn't know was the husband stabbed his fiancée, and she was dying, but he picked her up and ran out to the cliff. Back then, the Missouri River was right below that cliff. And when he heard all the shuffling of the feet, everything, the young man looked up and saw him running. And the girl was kind of screaming, fighting, trying to fight back. He ended up running and jumping over the cliff, and this boy was too late to stop him.
Hurts, kids, okay? Do you know who Francis is? Francis? Do you know who Francis is? Is Francis here? Trying to find him. He's far. Is Francis, is he past? He's far, but can you go get him?
Could change your life. Could change your life. That was awesome.
He jumped over the husband with that girl, with his wife, and jumped off that cliff, and the last thing that young man heard was that girl screaming. So to this day, on October 17th, her scream is heard throughout the Omaha land.
Is Francis LaFleche? F you. Something's not right here though. I'm not feeling good. No, it's like, yeah.
I want to show you something. This is why it's special to me.
It's your birthday.
Yes, sir.